new school, mate. Can you talk through the emotions, I guess, that you went through in the immediate aftermath of surviving that and getting your DP World Tour card?
Yeah, it was a crazy week, obviously, or couple of weeks, and having already kind of played through second stage the week prior, I was already feeling a little bit tired. But yeah, just obviously continually thinking about the carrot at the end of the week, and arguing with yourself, don't think about it, and then you can't help think about it. And I held it together pretty well, but yeah, FaceTimed my girlfriend as soon as I finished and just broke down crying. It was pretty crazy feeling, but yeah, something I'm going to try kind of hang on to for as long as possible.
And now your first season starts on Thursday, but you haven't got much of a turnaround time.
Yeah. I mean, the schedule's definitely changed a little bit from where it was last week. But yeah, super excited to be back and playing these two in Australia before the rest of the year over in Europe.
Given how you've played at home the last 18 months or so, do you see this as a really important opportunity the next 2 weeks to start that season on the right note?
Yeah, definitely. I know obviously there's 3 events in South Africa that are running, so I'm only playing the 2 here. There might be a few guys that are getting a few more rounds in, a few more points up than me, so it's definitely important to get off to a good start here and start the season the right way.
What did qualifying do for your mindset coming into a big tournament like this with such a great field? I guess it must give you a lot of self-belief and confidence that you can do something pretty special here.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a whirlwind last 12 months for anyone that knows kind of what's been happening. But I've been playing well for the last few months, and having headed over to Liverpool in the middle of the year and playing in the Open, just experiencing those wild emotions in the big events probably makes everything seem a little bit easier now. So regardless of what event it is, you're always feeling under the pump. But yeah, I guess knowing that I've been there and been through it already a couple of times this year just makes it all much easier, I think.
You showed what you could do in the Australian Open last night too, mate. That must have been a big. You can't win this tournament. That's what that showed. Is that how you feel about that?
Yeah, definitely. I think that was, I guess, probably the turning point for me in realising that I definitely could compete. And I guess you always want to believe that you can compete and think that you can, but seeing it and doing it are two different things. So, the last 12 months since then, 12 months next week, I think, have been crazy, even, probably wilder than I expected to dream. So, time to kind of reset the goals and try to dream some more things now, I guess.
Talk us through your mindset standing on this tee, wedge in hand, crowd around, music. What's it like?
Yeah, it's awesome. I actually debuted here as a pro in two events ago, so I think it was a different time of the year. But and I remember saying to my caddy all week, I was just going for the middle of the green, and then the final day to the back right pin, he told me to have a crack, and I hit it close and made 2. To kind of finish off the event, and that was a wild feeling. But obviously, I think there's estimated to be about 3,000 people a day here in the Southern Comfort Party Hole. So really looking forward to getting here and trying to hit one close.
You talk about how much of a whirlwind your career's been, and even more recently than so. But when you look back at your time during COVID, you were working as a groundskeeper. Did you ever lose sight of becoming a pro golfer?
To be honest, I did. Out of school, I just did golf full time and practiced, and that was kind of always the direction I was going ahead. And then I kind of got kicked out of the pro shop at WA Golf Club when COVID came through because they couldn't keep anyone on. Spent a couple months at home and then started greenkeeping, and I was just working casually, but I wasn't doing any golf at all for probably close to 6 months, I don't think. And then when the world started to open up again, it was pretty tough to kind of go back to it. When you're in the flow of playing full time, you don't think about anything else, and then when you're out of it, it's kind of hard to get back into it. So, definitely happy that I did.
Do you feel that that's just added to the last couple of weeks as well? You talk about the emotion of breaking down and crying. Do you think having to go through the tough times like that has added to now you're on the DP World Tour?
Yeah, definitely. And it wasn't just me. Obviously, everyone was going through the same experience, but. I guess it's just been a crazy last kind of 24 months. So yeah, just stoked for what's to come.
Playing in Great Britain, what did it do for you to Dunhill as well as British Open to play different type of golf to help evolve your game?
Yeah, I did 3 amateur trips over to the UK in probably maybe 2016, 17, 18, and I always felt like I played pretty well over there. Loved the conditions, loved the grass, and I always have found it really nice to play off. And I've always loved the people and just the UK in general. So I felt like I had a little bit of experience up my sleeve when I headed back this year. but yeah, no, absolutely love it over there. So looking forward to it.
What's going to be the key to winning here this week? Whoever does win, what's the main thing?
I think there's probably a premium on ball striking this week. It's wide and the greens are big enough, but this golf course is very tricky. You've got to hit it into the right spot in the fairway to have a good angle into the flag. So a lot of course strategy goes in this week. It's probably not as simple as it looks, just hitting it up the fairway, because often you can be blocked out by a greenside bunker or by a tricky flag. So someone who hits plenty of greens, inside 20 feet, I don't know if there'll be a whole heap of putts hold. The greens are pretty tricky. So just good patience and hope a couple roll in, and then see where we're at the end of the week.
Have you been a green kid or what do you think of the greens here?
Yeah, they're awesome. Where I was working the West Australian Golf Club back in Perth, it's all bent greens and Kikuyu fairways, so it's vastly different here. I don't know too much about what goes into working here and keeping them looking healthy, but as I said, this is my third time playing this event, and this is the best it's looked. So it's looking unreal.
What was your out-of-body experience at the Open, mate, of just seeing someone on the range or being in that environment, and how is that going to, I guess, make the first season over there a bit easier? Did you get that out of the way of, seeing guys you've only ever seen on TV before?
Yeah, definitely. I was fortunate enough to play with Matt and Alex Fitzpatrick on, I think, the Monday. They were booked in by themselves, and Connor McKinney and I just decided to jump in and crush their party. So playing with, obviously, Matt was, I think he's maybe number 5 in the world, and seeing the way he played and how genuine of a guy he was, I was probably more nervous the first couple of holes in that practice round than I was during the tournament. But after, playing with him and seeing that it wasn't too far away, definitely calmed me down a bit.
And is what Minwoo's achieved the last couple of years, is that any kind of extra not motivation, but inspiration, I guess?
It's definitely inspiring, growing up with Min, and he was always, a few rungs ahead of me, because, I picked it up quite late, so I was always trying to chase him down. But, just being so close with him and being able to draw on his experiences and speak to him about things that I'm not so certain on definitely helps.
And then you've got your card now. Have you sort of plotted your journey next year? Where you're going to play?
Yeah, not at all, honestly. I've spoke to Jason Scrivener, who's one of my close mates, just trying to get a bit of advice off him on what I should do. But no, I'm hoping just to get through these two, maybe play one more before Christmas, and then just sit down over Christmas and assess and see where we're going to go.